Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Let's talk about how to use this simple 5-step process to get anything you want financially to supersize and grow your business. Learn this process from Jim Edwards. If you know him, he's of internet marketing and internet fame. He's created all kinds of amazing products and systems to make business life, especially with respect to copywriting and marketing and sales and things, super duper easy. He's got a series of, they used to be called wizards, but now I can't remember what he calls them. And of course, they've incorporated AI into their things, which I don't use. But it's a great way to get a rough draft of your things started, written, and then tweak and test and fix so you can get better results. Anyway, he did a course, and we had a group, and he wrote a book. It's available on Amazon, and you're going to ask me the title, and I can't remember the exact title of it, but Jim Edwards. And it's How to Get Anything You Want. And then I think it's the subheadline is about 5 simple steps. I can't remember what it is. But the steps, the process is incredibly powerful. It starts with, first and foremost, identifying what is it that you want. What do you want financially for your business? Do you want $1 billion company? Do you want $100,000, $1 million company a year? Do you want, what is it that you want? And a lot of times we're like, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that. If we're focusing on what we don't want, we're creating more of that in our life. I didn't make this up. This is all quantum physics and metaphysical things, and everything is energy. And so you can take it with a grain of salt, or you can set aside your skepticism and you can actually test it out and try it for yourself. And then when you get awesome results, you can let me know, oh yeah, it's not woo-woo, it's not crazy. It's actually how everything works. We just don't often see it. We don't actually acknowledge and see it happening, but it's absolutely happening all the time. You can tell by, if you look at the results that you've got right now and you think back, you will be able to identify that you actually have used this process your entire life. So step 1, identify what you want. If you don't know what you want, that's great. Write that down and then turn those don't wants into wants and use these steps to enforce or reinforce them for you. And I'll share that in a minute. But step 1 is to figure out what is it that you want. Have a big, hairy, audacious, shoot for the moon and stars goal. I highly recommend that, because even if you don't ever hit it, you're going to be a lot more successful than if you just set little bitty tiny goals. Now, I also take big, hairy, audacious, lifelong legacy goals, and I break them down into chunks and bite-sized pieces so I can figure out, what do I need to do every week, month, day to make this happen, to make this actually be a reality in my life. Now, a lot of people don't break it down that much. They'll say, this is my goal for this year, and they'll just budget, and they'll grow a little bit every year, maybe 20% every year, because that's their goal. But what if you set a goal to double your business or triple your business or become a $100 million or $1 billion business? You might think that that's impossible, but guess what? Lots of people have done it before you. So if they've done it, it's possible for you as well. So number 1, what do you want? What do you want financially for your business? Number 2, visualize it as if it's already happened. You have to envision it and picture yourself in it. And one of the things Jim shares in his book that I absolutely love and use till today, I still use it, and we'll talk about it more when we're talking about mental health and well-being. What you take the big, hairy, audacious goal, you visualize yourself as if you've got it already. But how you visualize it is by putting yourself into a movie and acting like and experiencing it with all of your different senses and emotions. What does it feel like? What does it taste like? What does it smell like? What does it feel like? What are you doing? Who are you talking to? How are you communicating? And actually making it into a movie, you with that $100 million business. How is your life now? How is your business now? Even if you're just starting out, you can imagine what your business systems and what your teams and what your colleagues and what your competitors are doing, etc. Third, act as if you've already got it. Make decisions and choices with that future vision in mind. Now, that means you're probably not going to be spending frivolously, because you're building something great, right? You're building for something, so you'll make better decisions and better choices. Fourth, be relentless and consistent, and taking inspired action as it comes to you toward moving toward that vision of what it is that you want, toward that big, hairy, audacious goal. And fifth, tap into universal power, universal laws, universal energy, and be open to the possibilities that you'll start seeing because you're thinking differently. Again, how we can really supercharge this is by using the process of taking don't wants and turning them into wants. We write down what is it that we want, right? And I will say, I learned this from my dad when I was just in high school, maybe even grade school. You got to write your goals down if you really want to get them. If you ask any super successful person, have they written down their goals? Even if they wrote it on a napkin, they're probably going to say yes. It's much more common than not. If you ask people that aren't successful, if they write down their goals, they will most inevitably say no. Number two, recite them. Say them in your head at least, but out loud when and if you can. Affirm, create affirmations around your big, hairy, audacious goal. I tell you right now, I have affirmations around my financial, big, hairy, audacious, lifelong legacy goals. And I write them down. I don't write them down every day, but I write them down at least once a month. I recite them every day. A lot of times it's just in my head when I'm brushing my teeth. I affirm them. So I have affirmations that I've created around that big, hairy, audacious goal. And I will affirm that in my head again while I'm doing routine things like brushing my teeth or doing dishes. Visualize it. Use a Power Vision movie. I challenge you to try that today. I've used that to unravel negative situations and negative experiences I've had in my past and just take all the power away from them. And I've also used it to create the things that I do want. But sometimes until we take away the emotional charge of an experience we've had or a situation from the past, it continues to haunt us and negatively impact the decisions and the choices that we're making, which slow us down from getting that big, hairy, audacious goal. And finally, focus. Focus on what you want. Focus on that big, hairy, audacious goal, because what we focus on is what shows up in our life. Again, if you don't believe me, test this one out for yourself. Look at a result that you've got in your life and then ask yourself, well, what have I been thinking about this up until now? And I guarantee you're going to know exactly what you've been thinking, what you've been feeling. Have you been feeling stressed out and worried about something financially and that a bad thing would happen? Damn it, then it happens, right? Happens in your life. And you're like, well, where did that come from out of the blue? And then you're like, okay, well, wait a minute. Maybe I was thinking a bunch of negative things about, something that doesn't even have anything to do with my business finances. Maybe it's politics. Maybe it's a relationship, whatever it is. It can impact other areas and aspects of our life because our energy is our energy and we take it with us everywhere, right? That's why it's so important, we talked about yesterday, to have a positive mindset. Now, tomorrow we're going to talk about 2 types of mindsets that have a huge impact on our financial results. All right, let me know if you've done this. Do you have a process similar to this that you use to create what you want in your life in 5 easy steps or less? Remember, I've said before, everything in our lives, the older I get, the more I realize this, can be broken down into a 3 to 5 step process. Everything we think, everything we do, etc. And how we can use this belief and thought to simplify our processes and systems so we can more simply, easily, efficiently, and effectively grow and build and supersize our businesses. All right, have an awesome day. Any questions asked? Liz, I'll be with you tomorrow.